Hey guys, it's Dirty Jesus. How's it going? Sorry, a couple minutes late. Of course, technology and I had a kerfuffle. I feel like this is my show's theme song. I love this song so much. So we'll let this wander for 3 minutes or so. I'll see you in a second. Betty Blaze, hold tight, hold tight. I hope the phone's working. If you were calling, I couldn't hear. That will be disastrous. We'll have to read from Hammurabi's code. No one wants that. Hello, who is this? Hello, hello, can you hear me? Okay, hold on. Don't hang up, don't hang up. I'm switching something. Sorry, everyone who was enjoying the music. We all enjoy music. Music is lovely. And hello, can you hear me? Hey, is this Betty? I'm excellent. I'm excellent. Do you mind? I'm just going to finish playing a song, and then I'm going to play a quote from like a Donald Trump thing, because he said some neat things about addiction today. And then addiction. No, but I'm his spiritual advisor. So, am I? Okay. I'm plugged into the internet via a hard line, so I'm not sure. Okay, cool. Okay, excellent. Call me back in like 7 minutes. Yeah, that sounds great. Bye. The phones are ringing. Hello, it's Dirty Jesus. How can I help you? Very well. The topic, I think, is imaginative pornography. I think. But sorry, ask that question again. Well, like last night, oh no, hang on, I can tell this. I had a dream, and then I woke up from the dream. I'd been shot, but I was like a Bonnie and Clyde. I was with this girl, and then trying to get back to sleep, decided to use my imagination in masturbation, like using literally my dream girl. So I think there are many ways that one could be more imaginative in sex. I suppose so, yeah. I don't know, don't people's brains get very confused when they see fantasy sexual representation? You know what I mean? Did you hang out? Okay, whatever. Sorry, I'm a terrible DJ when I want to fade something. Okay, so we're gonna we're gonna now listen to Donald Trump. Okay, so Donald Trump today declared a national emergency on the opioid epidemic. The epidemic of which, obviously, all my viewers know at Spiritual InfoWars, is the fault of the the government that allowed the pharmaceutical companies to write false studies that so doctors could be like, well, it's not my fault, so that everyone got addicted to heroin. And call heroin, call it what you want, in my opinion. Call it what you want, but an oxycodone is just heroin. Like opiates attack the pain and pleasure highway that runs through our brain, and it takes over, and it says it's my show now, and it's always its show. So if you are ever offered by a doctor something that you do some research on, as everyone should before they take what a doctor gives them, and finds out that it's an opiate, don't take it. Don't take it. There's no winning that fight. Okay, here's what Donald Trump had to say.
Effective today, my administration is officially declaring the opioid crisis a national public health emergency under federal law, and why I am directing all executive agencies to use every appropriate emergency authority to fight the opioid crisis. I learned myself. I had a brother, Fred, great guy, best looking guy, best personality, much better than mine.
Ha 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 ha.
But he had a problem.
Ha, ha, ha,
He had
ha.
a problem with alcohol. And he would tell me, don't drink. Don't drink.
But what was
He was
his
substantially
problem?
older, and I listened to him. And
Have
I respected,
empathy. Think about
but
other
he would
people, Donald.
constantly tell me,
What about him?
don't drink.
Okay, I get that,
He'd
because
also
it's
add,
bad.
don't smoke.
Okay, yeah, also bad.
But he would say it over and over and over again. And to this day, I've never had a drink.
You're like a dog that gets
And
beaten.
I have no longing for it.
Oh, good.
I have no interest in it. To
Oh,
this day, I've
well,
never
congratulations.
had a cigarette. Don't worry,
Congratulations.
those are only two of my good things. I don't want to tell you about the bad things.
Ha 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 ha. Congratulations, President.
I lived a very, very, very tough life because of alcohol. Believe me, very, very tough life. He was a strong guy. It was a tough thing that he was going through.
Okay, I'll get it.
But
I'll get
I
it.
learned
Just stay on hold for 1
because of
second.
Fred, I learned. And that's what I think is so important. This was an idea that I had, where if we can teach young people not to take drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Just not to take them.
Just not to take them.
When I see friends of mine that are having difficulty with not having that drink,
Hi, it's Dirty Jesus.
Hi, it's Betty Blaze.
Hey, Betty.
Call back again.
I did, yeah.
Are you ready for me?
You cut off Donald Trump, which is very appreciated. His attitude towards the opioid epidemic is just like, teach kids not to do drugs. So it's not even as intelligent as Reagan's like, just say no. It's just like, oh man, we're in trouble.
It is.
We're in trouble.
It is stupid. It's like, oh, don't do drugs. Oh, don't have sex. I mean, it's about as effective as abstinence training. It's ridiculous. You can't ask someone not to do something when it basically gives them a reason for living. The thing that most people don't realize is that 1 in 4 people, or actually 1 in 5, so 20% of the population has some type of a problem with addiction. Period. It doesn't matter if it's drugs or money or shopping or gambling or whatever. So it's ridiculous, and you cannot fight biochemistry. Biochemistry is, what drives us to survive, and if you're not getting the particular chemical your body craves, it's going to make your life so completely fucking miserable you'll do anything to get it. And it's not a matter of willpower. It's not a matter of willpower. Because plenty of people can like smoke pot or do the occasional bump of coke or drink and have no problem with it at all. so it's purely a chemical thing, and to like blame people for it or say you just have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps is bullshit. Native Americans have a specific gene that makes it like impossible for them um, to metabolize alcohol the same way other people do, which is why alcohol really fucks them up. And like it's like once you drink, you're hooked.
Yeah, but do you know that in exchange for the blankets with syphilis and the alcohol, which they couldn't handle, they call it, I think it's like the white man's curse or the white man's poison, however it translates, because they gave them cigarettes. Because Native people never had like any problem with tobacco that they would smoke, but it seemed
Correct.
like people in Europe just like could not, they just thought they were chimneys. So
Well,
that's a nice one. But now natives smoke. Damn it, they forgot the message.
Well, the thing that the thing that happens is like white people generally fuck up anything they appropriate from other cultures.
White men. Hold on,
thing
I'm gonna make a gender assessment there too.
No, I say, well, that's the white people specifically, but generally, white society is run by white men, so why wouldn't it be white men?
Sure.
It's not the women that were running out to the reservation or running out to like the native land saying, "Get the fuck off."
Yeah.
The thing about Native Americans and cigarettes or tobacco is it's a holy herb for them. You don't just light up and then go kick it in the dirt after you've had a few drags. That's ridiculous to them. Now I'm sure some of them smoke now, but previous, they never saw it as something like that. They saw it as the unification of all four elements and spirit, because you had the earth, which was the tobacco, you had the water, which was your spit, you had the air, which was the air, and then you had the fire, which was how you lit it. And then when you take it into yourself, you mix it with the breath, which is your spirit, and then you give it back to the world. Did I mention I'm Native American?
No, sure. I didn't. Did you spit? Did you spit in that dumb little container and give it to Google so they can track you forever? Have you like done your like genetic pie chart?
Oh no, I haven't done my genetic chart. My great grandmother actually lived on the reservation.
Cool.
My seventh great grandfather was Chief Prairie Dog Lowry, and he was like one of the people that helped lead them out on the Trail of Tears. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I have actual like historical family lore. But here's the fucked up thing. My grandfather was taken from his parents and basically given to his grandparents because they were white to raise.
Okay.
They were stolen and given them. So
they would just rip kids away from families and be like, we're gonna assimilate you. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's nice.
That's what they did with my grandfather. And so I didn't even know I was Native American until I was 12.
Huh.
Because I grew up in San Diego.
Wow.
So, hey.
Okay.
So.
But like that's a good age. Like, that's the age when you're like, am I gay, or like, am I a psychopath? Like you get to make those decisions at 12. So it's good that you got shown that you're like all these things you thought are like a little bit different. I feel like that was, you can't change the past. So I feel like that's a pretty neat thing to discover in your teenage years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's funny because we grew up playing cowboys and Indians and shit. And then I found out, I'm like, wait, that's really fucked up. Like,
yeah.
Why didn't you tell me? But it was because he was so ashamed of being Native American. He never, ever spoke about it. I mean, you could tell by looking at him, but, he just never spoke about it. It's like he was ashamed. And he was so racist. Oh, my God. Because he was raised by white people. And it's funny because he made a crack one time about a biracial couple. And he said, God, their kids are going to have it hard. They're not going to fit into either side of society. And my grandmother, who's like blonde and blue-eyed or whatever, she was like, I don't know, your kids did okay. pissed him off. Pissed him off so much.
I just I learned that word recently, miscegenation, because in the 60s in the South there was anti-miscegenation laws, which meant like races couldn't like be couples together or like have children together.
Correct.
And everything about civil rights staggers me when I realize how long it took for anything to happen, and it still hasn't happened.
Well, you know what's fucking retarded is they never had that in Europe. They just don't have that in Europe. They don't, you know, they have different kinds of segregation and racism in Europe. It's more nationalism. What's really hysterical and really, well, it's not, I find it ludicrous as opposed to hysterical. Okay. But do you know why they criminalized marijuana originally?
Because they just wanted a way to demonize Mexican people.
No.
Oh, that's what I heard. Okay.
The main reason they did it is because they said it makes white women want to sleep with black men. I shit you not. That was like one of the major points that they made for criminalizing marijuana.
Okay,
And I'm like, that's ridiculous. It just makes you want to fuck everybody.
So let me shift topic, and I'll shift a little bit more to like our respective milieus. No, because I want to talk about race. Go ahead.
We could talk about whatever. It's all
yeah.
good.
Oh, we are talking. Oh, no. I just knew you and I would have a good chat, and it just so happens the internet may also be listening, but probably not many people.
Right.
I'm a niche market.
So am I.
What do you think about like black.com and now coming out like on Friday or something, Black Raw? Like where do you sit on like that sort of the branding associated with like interracial content?
Oh, porn?
Yeah.
You know, it's such some aspects of it are very complex and other aspects are fucking blatantly clear and they refuse to admit them. Okay, here's my thing.
Okay.
It's not just labeling, it's also pricing and stuff, because there are girls who charge more to work with a black man, which is bullshit. There are companies who pay more for you to work with a black man.
Like what percentage? Like 100% more, or like how much more?
It depends on what the girl's asking and stuff and what the guy's willing to pay. I know one girl who got $5,000 for her for one scene with a black guy.
Okay.
And the standard rate is usually around $1,000.
That's substantial.
But it was her first IR scene, so of course it's a big deal. But to me, it shouldn't be a big deal. I happen to love I love interracial just because, well, specifically, I really like it for the artistic content of it, for the black and the white and the contrast.
Oh, just like the color of skin, like no lighting design or set design, just the color of skin. Yeah.
No, just the color of skin.
Do you find black female and white male as beautiful? How about interracial the other gendered way? Why do I watch that less? What is my psychology? Okay, yeah. It's equally nice and contrasty.
It's advertised less, and it's also listed as round and brown if you type in round and brown.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like
search terms, like
a round butt or brown and round, stuff like that. It's so much is in the labeling, and it's like, you know, here's the thing: you don't get paid more by the inch. Why the fuck should you get paid more for a different color? You know, like I don't see the issue, and the only issue is like the way people were raised. Although here's the thing: some agents will tell you don't do interracial until you've worked a little bit in the business and you can run up your rate, or you can make it a big deal.
Yeah, like Lana Rhodes. Lana Rhodes is doing really well with this Black Raw stuff. I can tell the way she's tweeting. She's making a lot of money.
Yeah, well, here's my thing: it's like I work with professionals. It's like if you want to work with me and I like find you an acceptable person and legit, and you know, then I'll work with you. The thing is just more black guys want to work with me, and it's because I have a big ass. Or for well, it's also
Maybe they like your
throat.
personality. Maybe they like your personality as well. I don't know. Like,
I can deep throat a 13-inch dick.
okay.
So that in itself is really sought after. But here's the thing: is it's like, do you do race porn though? Because that's a huge. It's a huge fetish. I'm not going to say people's fetishes are disgusting, but when it leads to like societal issues, you know, that's when I have a problem. Here's the thing: it's like, do you say the N-word if you're like, fuck me with that big N-word dick?
Some of my favorite Sasha Grey scenes from back in the day were when she would take on her but like, she's like, no one is her. Like, she is her own monster entity. So in no other context other than her has it been appropriate. But it's like they're almost, I feel like with black.com, it's like they're almost saying it. It's like they're perpetuating the stereotype. And it's like, get over yourselves, but you're also making money off yourselves perpetuating the stereotype.
Well,
it's like a weird loop.
Well, it is a weird loop, because it's like, well, like, do you? Well, that's like little people. It's like the shows and stuff. Oh, you're exploiting them, and the little people are like, don't fuck with my money. Fuck you. It's the same thing with like sex work. Oh, you're being exploited. How? How am I being? I'm choosing to do this. I enjoy doing it, and I'm not hurting anyone. Get your fucking hands out of my pocket.
We have to protect you from being exploited. Like, well, no, that's my.
I'll
let you know. I'll let you know.
This is what is fucking stupid. Okay, so, well, and that's the thing. It's like, oh, well, you're in porn or you're in sex work, so clearly you don't know how to make like decisions for yourselves. Clearly, someone is pressuring you to. And it's like, no, I just really like dick, and you have an issue with that. It makes you feel squicky. Go away. Don't want it.
What was the
thing?
Go ahead.
Hang on. Here's the thing is, like, some girls just refuse to do or refuse to say the N-word. I have said the N-word once in a scene, and it was with Richard Mann, and he specifically requested me to say it. And I'm like, can I get that in writing? Like, seriously? But he specifically requested me to say it because you're praising them using a horrible word. But here's the thing. I cut that out of, because it was for content trade. So I have a copy of the scene, and he has a copy of the scene. I refuse to put me saying that in my own scene because it's not my word. He can make as much fucking money off of that shit as he wants to. You go. But for me, myself, I will not make money off of that word.
Yeah. And
that's just my own personal choice. Some girls, you know, because that's a lot of guys want to hear that. And there's also, for like fetishes and stuff, there's dick comparison where you're like, oh, your huge black dick is so much better than those puny little white dicks I fuck. Like, there's that kind of thing.
Yeah, that stuff is hilarious.
Yeah. Well, oh my God.
I just wish the white guys with small dicks were better actors. Like, they're awful. Like, the quality of cuckold, like, needs to improve in terms of acting. Like, I just can't deal with it. It's the same weird guy all the time, too. It's like, there's a lot of guys with small dicks. Like, come on, diversify.
Oh, okay. So hang on. I have to promote my movie.
Please.
The press release came out today.
Okay.
The movie is called Porno Things, A Stranger Parody. And it's a porn parody of Stranger Things. And I am Winona Ryder's character, Joyce.
Oh, that's
mom.
So awesome.
And it's so awesome. And it'll be available for video on demand on October 30th. So,
okay.
And so everyone go get it and keep your fingers crossed. It's so hysterical. Tommy Pistol fucks the hell out of me. It's so fabulous.
Okay.
He does like everything to me. Like DV, DP, like here's the thing, like we're about ready to shoot and I go, oh, hey, feel free to use whatever on the bed. And I got a vibe and a dick. And I go, that's James Dean's signature dick. I'm sure you're familiar with it. And he gives me this weird look and I go, through membranous contact at least. and he chuckles. I thought it was funny. So yeah.
Membranous, is that what like a double anal situation is called? Is membranous contact, where guys are like, this isn't gay. We're getting more friction off each other's dicks than we are off of the vagina, but sure.
No, that's when it's when it's DP and you only have a membrane separating you between the vag.
Oh, okay.
Although I'm sure he's been in the same mouth with him at the same time. Like, so anyway. So
we got distracted there. Stranger Things. Okay. Well, Riley Nixon is awesome.
Yes.
And
Riley Nixon plays. Hang on, let me explain. Riley Nixon plays 18. She's not 11. She's 18 because this takes place in the porn world. Okay, so, and that's the thing. We're getting several. We've already gotten some buzz, like minor buzz, on Twitter about, oh, you made a porn about kids and blah blah blah. No,
I jumped right into that shit. I was like, no way.
They're all the fuck adult. Yeah, they're all fucking adult, and it's like it's a parody. You know what's funny is more than the thing. Okay, first, what everyone says is, why are they doing that to Stranger Things? And then they throw in the kid stuff. But here's my thing, like, why are you putting your sick fantasy, like, it's a porn parody? Why are you automatically making it like, oh, they did a porn with kids or about kids? And no, there's nothing about kids or minors at all. It's people, my son is missing. People are missing.
And I would say, how dare you hypocrites, like, click on teen as a genre or barely legal or whatever. Like, fuck you. You're chasing the underage.
Thank you.
You're chasing the underage. So don't fucking jump on people because they're making a parody of an like, I look forward to your cinematography always.
To me, it's like, I'm sorry, but a parody is an homage to something that's awesome. And Stranger Things is awesome. It's hysterical. I crack a couple jokes at Winona Ryder. I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but it's a really great movie.
Is it on YouTube? Is the Safe for Work version on YouTube? I can play it.
Yes, the Safe for Work version is on YouTube right now.
I will slowly. I'm not gonna stress. Like, my computer and I are not friends, so I'll get it done in the next few minutes, and then I'll roll it.
Yeah, it's cool. But here's the thing. So Tommy plays the sheriff. I play Joyce, Winona Ryder's character, and he does absolutely everything. We do, like, deep throat with leg lock, slapping, vag, double vag, anal and vag. What else? Oh yeah, he fists me and fucks me in the ass at the same time. Like, he does absolutely everything.
What?
Like, if we don't get a nom for most outrageous sex scene, I want to know who the fuck does. Like, what the fuck more do you have to do in one scene?
Can you like when did the nominations close for this year? Like, is this something that could fit in for or is that already over?
No. They haven't even made them yet. They make them the nominations for XBiz and AVN come out in the middle of November.
Oh, you got lots of time.
Like,
okay.
Middle-ish. So yeah.
Is it distributed by a company that would like have it as a DVD at an adult store?
Okay, well, here's the thing.
Just because I don't tend to buy porn off the internet. I go to the store.
Adam Christopher, it will be available on DVD.
Okay.
I don't know when. Adam Christopher is doing that, and we're hoping that it does get picked up for distribution. But we'll have to see. But it's a really, really great film. It's got like a reference to it. It's got a reference to Nightmare on Elm Street. It's got references to, like, everything, and it does poke fun at Stranger Things and everything, but it's really great. Tommy and I had such amazing chemistry, and Riley is so fucking perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, just meeting her for the first time, I was just struck. I'm like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. And I'm like, her body's perfect. I'm like, I fucking hate you. I'm like, that's
No,
the
no,
body
no, no,
I've
no.
always wanted.
Yeah, that's fine. No hate.
But at least I get to play with it afterwards. So we shot some content afterwards. It was great. I got to eat her pussy.
Excellent. So let me.
But what's really
Okay, go.
really cool. I know I'm monopolizing everything.
No. I love Monopoly. I'm gonna be the small. I'm gonna be the small dog.
Okay.
Go.
I'm gonna be the iron.
Okay, I like the iron too.
So here's the thing, though: is I am not "quote unquote" mainstream material. Like you will not see a body like mine in regular mainstream porn unless it's a non-sex role, or it's like Wood Rocket and they're doing specifically a parody. Here's the thing, though, Adam. People don't realize how fucking brave this is, really, to have like a above average size, flawed, quote unquote woman. Here's the thing: is like if Winona Ryder, if she weren't an actress, Joyce would actually look more like me working in a fucking general store, with 2 teenage kids and shit like that. She would actually have more padding on her ass and stuff. But he's taking a huge risk with it using me, because that, like, some people could say, well, that throws off the whole fucking movie or whatever. I am not concerned. I think my behavior and acting ability will fall out past, like, anyone. I really don't think anyone's going to be looking at a scar or whatever. I'm not concerned.
Okay.
Because I'm just crazy in the scene. It's great.
So let me step back for the viewers.
Sorry.
So this is. Oh no! Please don't apologize. This is Betty Blaze, and we've discussed sort of the present, all the exciting, intoxicating things. But okay, and I'm going to do one thing. I realized I made a substantial lighting error in my studio, so I got to go run and shut a light off across the barn. So, but the question stands, and I invite you to start to the audience, and I'll be back in like 10 seconds. But what was the impulse that brought you? I love vagina, and as you mentioned earlier, like I just really love dick. What is that transition from being, like sex, not just sex approval, but like sex intoxication, to transitioning to where one would be involved either, in any realm of sex work, but in this scenario, as we're discussing, It's more sort of like the video presentation. So start, and I'll be back in 10 seconds.
Okay. The funny thing is actually I've actually thought about doing porn for like 25 years. Just going in when I was 19 or 20 probably would have been a lot more lucrative. Just because I was much more mainstream material then. But not only that, but there was no internet. And you actually got paid a shitload of money for videos because you were going to be exposed through, videos and photographies and such. So they actually made it worth your while. However, it was a lot sketchier back then. And I was still, I don't know, I wasn't emotionally ready. I wanted to, but I was still like, oh God, what will my parents think? And oh, will I be too hoary? And oh, blah, blah, blah.
Sorry, I missed the age range. Like, what year range was that?
Oh, I was like 19 or like 20 to 21, thinking about going into porn.
Got it.
And this was back in the 90s, like early 90s, before the internet was really kicking off, when you could still make a lot of money just by showing up and shooting. Now, there's such a flooding of the market and free porn. And here's the thing. People say, like, oh, porn is the problem. Children see too much porn is whatever. And I'm like, porn isn't the problem. Free porn is the fucking problem. Because then it wouldn't be everywhere. You would actually have to work for it, or you would actually have to, like, submit money and shit. So kids wouldn't, like, 9-year-olds wouldn't be clicking on shit where all it says is I'm over 18. They would have to fill out shit, and everything. It would, that I think would make a huge difference. But like the genie's out of the bottle on that fucker.
You know what? I'm not a lawyer, but I like to think like one. I would almost like to challenge Pornhub or Manwin or MindGeek, whatever their dumb name is, and the notion of next generation affiliate tracking software, which is what destroyed the porn industry, because they made everyone who had a private paywall sign agreements where they got to steal their shit, and all of a sudden their shit's all over the internet for free, and it's like, well, no one's going to do the paywall. So I think in some way, Pornhub operates monopolistically, and I know the government doesn't like to talk about porn in any way, or like sex work in any way that is respectful of the human being. But I think we could try to take it down as a monopoly. And if we take away everyone's free porn, if we shut it down, Pornhub owns that, XNXX, all the Pornhub owns like over 90%. That's what I want to do. I just want to destroy Pornhub.
The problem is, everyone wants to destroy Pornhub because here's the thing. We're independent contractors. I was going to say, you're a niche market. I am very much a niche market. I live off of college boys with mommy issues. Okay. And thank God for them. But I mean,
thank God for their mummies.
That's my bread and butter.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is here's the thing. I'm like a porn mom to Piper Perry and JoJo Kiss and a couple other girls.
Okay. Well, can you define porn mom?
Yes, I will.
Great.
And I am a porn mom, because I do porn and I have kids, but they don't involve each other.
Of course.
My porn girls is I was there when they first got into porn. I was like a house mom. I was staying at a model house, and they were using that particular agent for when they started in porn. Or Piper had been in porn for like 6 months when I met her.
So you're like a madam in a brothel in a way as well, right?
Well, no, not at all.
Not at all. Okay. I was thinking that as a compliment.
I would have. No, it is a compliment, and actually, I would totally see myself doing that in my old age.
There we go.
It'd be like, no, you need to open your throat. Just relax. Don't fight it. Just hold your breath, dear. Anyway, so
you're hilarious.
So, but it basically explain things to the young girls. Now, let me put it this way: Piper and JoJo already knew what the fuck's up. JoJo has been on it from the beginning. She wanted to do porn from the time she was 16 on, and she prepped for it. And as soon as she turned 18, she went to work in an adult store to learn more about the business and everything. But there are other girls who
That's
were
how are you that smart and have it that together? Fuck.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. It's entirely different now, too, because you have to have such a strong social media presence to continue. Well, I'll get into that in a second. Okay. What stuff I told them was no, your pussy's not going to do that. Yes, you can totally get that from oral the same way you can get it from pussy. You don't have to do a goddamn thing you don't want to do. If you're uncomfortable doing something or they ask you to do something you don't want to do and you don't want to do it, don't.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. You're not going to get paid for it. So, if you're getting paid for, a boy-girl scene with a facial at the end and you don't want to do the facial, then you're not going to get paid, the extra $200 for the facial. And that's the thing. It's it's perfectly fine to say no as long as you're willing to accept that you're not going to get paid for it. Mm-hmm. And that's just it. And that's just business, and that's fine. But some girls go well, what if they? I go, you don't have to, honey. I go, and if anyone treats you badly or disrespectfully, you need to tell. You need to tell me. But I'm you need to tell your agent so they know. Because if enough girls complain about the same company, then something needs to be done.
I guess so. Now, I feel like there's such a long lag time of disrespectful conduct and assault that goes on before anyone's able to raise a flag. But I'm also I'm from arm's length, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, now in porn, now in porn, they have APAC, which is the Adult Performer Actors.
Have enough people signed up to that it's almost as strong as it's a bit of a union or an advocacy group?
It's an advocacy group. It's an Adult Performers Advocacy Committee. You should follow them on Twitter.
I do. I'm just curious, like, but who's the big contemporary star? Like, who, like, do they have enough of like the? Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah. They have They have, like, Conor Habib was a former president, or vice president. They've got good, strong people in charge. So, and it's good. And you have, like, Chanel Preston, and James Dean used to be on it until the whole big kerfuffle with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I adore him and love him. I've met him. I've followed him for, like, consistently. And I've also spoken to the people who were involved in the situation and such. And let's just say, like, if things were what they were, then charges should have been filed.
Oh yeah, that's all I said. I'm not gonna, on Twitter. I know.
Yeah. I was like,
my bothering of James Dean on Twitter has nothing to do with Stoya. I just like there's something ornery and entitled, but also cool. Yeah. And I just like but he never responds to me. But I feel like he's reading, and he knows that God is judging him. Because he is. He's judging us all.
I hope God's judging us like RuPaul on the Drag Race.
Okay. Here, give me an example. I feel like that's not a show I've seen enough to get your metaphor. Like, in what are the ways to describe what RuPaul is like as a godlike character on that show?
Oh, okay. Well, not specifically on the show. She's just like the goddess of like the gay community in drag, because she was the very first like drag queen to be like to be the MAC cover girl for MAC Cosmetics and to appear on
like Hollywood Squares as well. I think I recall RuPaul on that.
Yeah. Oh, she's everywhere. She's amazing. Yeah. But she's always, her big thing is everybody say love. And then if you can't love yourself, then how the hell are you going to love anybody else? So those are the kinds of things that, you know, that she seeks to promote in her life and on Drag Race and everything. It's all about love and acceptance and finding the best part of yourself to shine through all of your difficulties and frustrations and stuff like that. It's amazing. And drag is really an art form. It is so amazing. Mm-hmm. I'm a drag queen trapped in a woman's body because I just love dicks so much, and I have way too much love for musicals and fashion and all this other shit. Anyway, and I love anal. Millions of gay men can't be wrong. Sorry, God. And that ties into what we were saying, like when the guys' dicks rub against each other, they're gay. And it's like, no. If you dream about dick morning, noon, and night and just want cock down your throat and in your ass, then you're gay. If you like stuff up your butt, it means you've discovered the male clitoris. That's all. Yeah. It means you like stuff up your butt.
I feel like...
And here's the thing. It's like if you're both fucking a woman and your dicks touch, guess what? You're not gay. You're both fucking a woman and your dicks touched.
Oh, yeah. No, I think everyone who's worried about being gay might be gay.
I know.
It's just like, it's ridiculous.
Oh, I know.
I would like to, in one of my like first scenes that I shoot, I would really like to have pegging be involved by a female, but like maintaining the same relationship. I don't know, like, is that, you know, you say like girls should not do interracial for a little while to jack the money up. Like, maybe should I wait on that? Oh, or like, does that put me into a category or what?
Okay, let me say this. I never said that girls should do that. I said agents will ask them to.
Okay, understood.
Not me.
Perfect.
I don't want to be taken out of context.
I sometimes fall out of context, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. But I think everyone should. It's like, oh, you got hired to fuck somebody, and you're getting paid good money, and you're going to orgasm and have fun. Awesome. I think you should just be fucking happy you got hired to do that, and you don't have to, like, haggle over shit. There should just be standard price for fucking standard price across the board. Now, when you come into niche categories or amateurs or independents who have their own sites and run clip stores and stuff like that, it's entirely different. Like I would not be offered that type. I would not be offered like 1,000 for a scene. They'd probably offer me like 500. BBW, like specific BBW, like sites and big things. I'm not big enough to be a BBW, and I'm not small enough to be mainstream. So I'm like literally the MILF next door.
What is BBW is Big Beautiful Woman? Is that what it stands for?
Yeah, big beautiful women. And big beautiful women, they don't pay for your travel at like mainstream and like other sites do. And you get like half the money, which I think is sad because you're still doing all of the things. And here's the thing: people are like, "Oh, well, you should gain weight and just do BBW," and it's like, I've recently lost like 100 pounds. Like I did that 2 years ago. I lost 100 pounds. So, and I have fibromyalgia, and like it was just killing me.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I refuse to gain weight again, even though I could make more money and get a lot more work by gaining weight. I don't want to do it because of my health. It's fine if other people want to do that and they still have good health and can do everything that they want to do. That's fine. I'm not going to shit on you for your appearance, you know. But for me personally, I can't do it because I have other health issues. So.
Oh, I feel like that's the thing I really want to fight more than anything is like the channels and the silos of the type of porn that we receive. It's all Pornhub's fault, or as in it's all the conglomerate's fault, and they've just created these silos. And I don't know, like since Hugh Hefner died, I've just been looking through a lot of old Playboys, and I'm just so in love with like all the different body shapes and all the different articles and all the different opinions and perspectives. It's just like, damn it, it's like that is such a liberating magazine to look at. And so
Hugh Hefner, I'm going to say this on Hugh. Hugh Hefner was an amazing businessman.
Hell yeah.
And yes, he played a substantial part in the sexual revolution, and he was one of the first to speak out for gay rights. And he's like, you know, picture two people loving and kissing each other and blah 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 blah. Now,
gay rights, civil rights, abortion rights, like women's rights all the way.
He still treated women like fucking shit constantly in his life. Oh my God. Not professionally, personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that hypocrisy is upsetting because it's like if you can't, you know, if you can't,
it is upsetting.
If you can't live the message you're purporting, well then, actually that's the big criticism that I think is valid of him.
People are like, oh well, he's the thing of. Well, that's the thing. Oh, he's a product of his times. Yeah, but if he's saying all,
that's what Harvey Weinstein said. That motherfucker. That's what he said. That was his excuse.
Yeah, no, I know. It's a lot of people's excuses, and it's complete bullshit. I have several, like, doctors who follow me, like, legit doctors.
Nice.
I'm like, I'm amazed at people who follow me. I'm like, what? Margaret Cho follows me on Twitter.
Nice.
I'm still cavelling over that, like, a year and a half later. Like, what? So anyway, but here's the thing: they're doctors and they're sex positive doctors, and every single one of them is like, sex addiction is fucking bullshit. Sex addiction is nothing more than an excuse for really bad misogynistic white entitled behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And it is.
Absolutely.
Because now, and I'm saying this as someone who's like, a quarter of the country is addicted. The thing about addiction is you become addicted to something that is introduced into the body.
Yes.
Sex and the hormones from it and such are produced naturally. This is something you are driven to do. And here's the thing. Some people have a really low sex drive or no sex drive. Some people have a really fucking high sex drive. And everywhere in between is perfectly fucking fine. You know?
Absolutely.
And here's the other big thing. This is the biggest thing. Everyone is entitled to sex. However, you are not entitled to sex with everyone.
Yes.
That's the difference. And I have to specify. It's like I specify that. Like, well, why don't you want to have sex with me? And I'm like, because I don't want to. And it's like, look, women have sex when they want. Men have sex when they can. There's a huge difference.
You know what? I'm gonna complicate that a little bit. I feel like men have sex when they need. I think there are many different types of men and different drives. I think that there's a right way to put your pheromones in the right order if that is what you're going to accomplish. I have lots of friends who have sex like multiple times a week with people who are completely new to them and they don't see them again. And that's just like not how I operate. And I used to be upset about it, but now I'm just like I just listen to the impulses. And if the impulses collide with a person who I'm attracted to, well then fantastic.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Look, and here's the thing that people need to realize. And this is me. People are like, oh, well, do you think this is sexy or that's sexy? You're like, oh, do you think, like, guys with beards are sexy? I go, I think people are sexy. And if they happen to have a beard, then that's fine. Like, you know, I don't respect women or men. I respect people. Like, for me, true sexuality transcends gender, just like math transcends language and music transcends language. And, you know, like, if I want to fuck you, I'm going to fuck you. Like, with your permission, of course. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to fuck you, I'm going to fuck you. That's it. And if I don't, then I'm not going to. You know? Like, that's it. Like, I will turn down people that want to work with me simply because it's like I have absolutely no attraction to them. And it's like, you know, if I'm going to work with you, you know, then I want to be able to give something real in my scenes and my clips and stuff like that. So, and that's the nice thing is you really do have a lot of choice in sex work, and people seem to think you have to do all of this shit. Oh, I don't want to be having stuff up my ass. I don't want to be having stuff up my ass 3 times a day and 5 men come on my face. Yeah, you don't have to do any of that. You can just go and do lesbian work if you want. You can just go be tied up and have other things put inside you and get whipped and stuff if you want. Like, you can call whatever boundaries you want. It's all about how much money you want to make. Now, here's the biggest thing they will tell you in porn. Why do you want to get into porn? And people are like, oh, the money. And they'll be like, don't get into porn.
Okay, can I tell you the reason why I want to get into porn?
Yeah.
Because I'm worried about what 13-year-old boys are watching on the internet. And I'm not planning to upend porn, but we have to provide an alternative that is a little bit more ethical. Otherwise, we're fucked.
Exactly.
We're fucked.
You need to follow Dr. David Ley, L-E-Y.
Oh, L-A-Y would have been L-A-Y would have been better.
Wouldn't it?
Damn.
He wrote the book Ethical Porn for Dicks.
Okay.
And that's the thing is, yes, there can be entirely wonderfully ethical porn and ethical choices when it comes to porn. And here's the first ethical one. Pay for it. Support people. This is how people make their money. I mean, and it's, you know, and it's not that they're doing it only for money. They're doing it because they love it, but you can't pay the rent with hugs and feels.
No.
And
apparently none of you can masturbate without porn. So I think we need to restrain. Porn needs to be restrained. Yeah. I think,
I think it needs. Yeah, I do too. But I think it doesn't need to be restrained for adults per se. But yeah, you definitely need. Do you read Dan Savage?
Sometimes his biceps are too big. Like when
Dan
I see
Savage?
him in interview, oh my God, that guy like I don't trust anybody who works out as much as Dan Savage works out.
Oh, that's because he's gay.
I know.
It's
Oops.
required. It's like in their contract.
Hang on, we had a technical issue there. Okay, I've got your trailer up, and it's making noise.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I hope it's the safe for work one, or like I really don't.
It is.
If something bad gets played on YouTube on my YouTube live stream, I think I'm fine.
No. They have. I'm part producer, so there's nothing. Adam sends me everything first to like be like, hey, I'm putting this out. He has not put out a non-safe for work yet. That's after the release.
Okay.
So this is safe. So go ahead and play it.
All right, here we go. Transition.
Well, I think my son Will is missing. His girlfriend Barb came over yesterday and slept with her. But I'm convinced that he's still gone, especially now.
Okay, any clues? Have you spoken to anybody? I mean, come on, Joyce, let's face it, you are the town slut. Joyce, you have to calm.
The breast grab is good. Oh, I love the cloud.
And I feel like Winona Ryder at the SAG Awards.
What was that SAG Awards joke? I missed it.
Crazy? And I go, yeah, crazy, nuts. You know, I feel like Winona Ryder at the SAG Awards.
Oh, is that what she was making all those faces?
That's what she was making, all the crazy faces. Yes, exactly.
I love it.
Exactly. So, working with Tommy was so fabulous. Like I said, we had such great chemistry. The scene where there's the precursor to the setup for the sex scene is we've got the lights and the letters up on the wall, and I'm trying to talk to him about it, and blah, blah, blah. It's 100% improv.
Okay.
Nothing scripted.
Nothing.
The scene and it's like we did a practice take, and then we did like another take. They were both filmed, and it was great. And the sex scene was basically it was one full shot. We had to stop once because we had to put a pillow behind the headboard because it was making too much fucking noise. Like, oh my God.
When beds make noise, I just like it's not a thing I like.
I think
okay,
it's
that's good. Well, that's like yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but the thing is, and then the scene in the sheriff's office, we just played around with a couple times. There was a loose script, but just watching Tommy be like, there was so much stuff he'd just throw in, like the physical comedy and shit. Just it's a pleasure to watch, like seriously.
Okay.
So
excellent.
It was also fun, and still Riley is just amazing. I'm gonna let a little spoiler out only on your show,
Okay.
but you can't mention it.
I'll
you
keep
can't
it quiet.
mention it on Twitter.
Okay, I promise.
Okay. Riley, as 18, has a masturbation solo with a package of waffles.
No one would believe me if I wrote that on Twitter.
But don't. But it just.
I promise I won't. No.
So fucking awesome. I'm just like, oh my God. And she's amazing at solos. She got like a nomination last year for best solo tease.
Okay, so all my disciples support independent, unique food-based implementation, ethically produced pornography where everyone had a great time. everyone treated each other properly. Like, none of your weird fantasies about assault or rape or any of those weird things that you put into porn, oh disciples. None of that is
Now,
true in this case, but you can still enjoy it.
Yeah.
And what's the website? Here, tell the people the website they can go to.
Oh, to see me?
Sure, to see you, but then also, like, where would they go if they wanted to VOD the porno thing video?
You know, I am not sure what the website is for the VOD yet.
But the creationofadam.com, did I see that? Like, that's at least the production site? Okay, good.
Yes, at
Excellent.
Creation of Adam.
Okay.
And that's Adam Christopher. And he's fabulous. He's also known as Adam Tarantino, and he did Porn Fiction and The Vagificent Seven, and, like, just a lot of really amazing parodies.
Good.
And nods. He did one of Machete and just hysterical shit. And it's all, and this is why I really like his stuff, is it's all got just the right amount of, like, 70s and 80s, like, Velveeta. It's got just the right amount of cheesiness in it.
Yes.
And I love it.
Okay.
So, because to me, that's a big thing, like, the traditional cheese in porn has, like, disappeared. You need to keep having a nod to that, you know.
Oh my God, I just had a crazy brainwave. Okay, so Leroy Myers, who we know, Wood Rocket, he posts, like, what should be our next Pornhub, like, or sorry, oh God, don't say that. What should be our next Wood Rocket parody?
Shame on you.
And then I was just like, well, I'll tell you what I think. And I said A League of Their Own. And you should play.
Yes.
And I know, and I've already.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Hell yeah, you got it.
Yes,
you
I
got
know
it.
exactly
Who would be All the Way May? Oh my God, this is casting itself. James Dean is probably the best Jimmy Dugan, as in Tom Hanks's character, we're going to get. 100%. 100%. As long as Leroy lets me, like, help with the script and, like, you know, hold the boom, I don't care.
As long as James Dean fucks me, I don't care.
Okay. Okay.
I'll work for free. Only with James. Anyway,
No, don't say that. Don't sell yourself short. No. You'll work for lots of money and work with James. Don't worry. Come on, be a producer.
We're actually going to do content, like, if ever our schedules line up.
Can Penny Pax act? I'm a really good acting teacher, by the way. Much better than I am at sex. Much better. So if Penny can act, she could be Gina Davis.
Totally.
I don't know. Anyways, I'm just spitballing because I'm excited. I don't know, like.
But yeah, I am the perfect Rosie O'Donnell. I'm loud and brash and awesome.
Yeah,
so,
and Rosie O'Donnell's, like, super awesome. Do you remember the Rosie O'Donnell show in the fucking 90s? I loved that show.
Dude, I love her.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love her. She tried to warn us about Trump.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
you know, you can't heed all the warnings, I guess. There's a lot going on in the world right now that is a warning for us that we're not listening to. So he's just another one, right?
Yeah. So you can check out at Creation of Adam on Twitter.
Okay.
You can check me out at Betty Blaze XXX is my official Twitter. And if you want to hear my rants and fun and craziness, then that's at Betty Mahone 420. And if you want to see my porn and shit, I have many vids, Betty Blaze XXX, and I have my own website at BettyBlazer.com. And that's because my fans are called Blazers, because they fucking, like, blaze and smoke with me.
Okay, that's nice.
So, yeah. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna review. I'm gonna do a glowing film review for Porno Thing, and
great.
Yeah. It seems everyone seems to like it on, like, YouTube and Twitter when I review pornography. So I think, like, that's a good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but that's just, like, awesome. A nice review, like, why it's good everyone's putting the energy in there. Like, shooting scenes like that, it like, not only is it not free, but it's also, like, it requires, like, nearly acrobatic skill sets to be able to accomplish it. So I think the fact that we're just like, I'm going to watch this and masturbate and just disrespect all the hard work everyone did, I don't know, I'm not into that. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to promote it. Promote the genre as if it was nothing different. I miss the days of Deep Throat when movies played in theaters and, like, males and females went to it, because I think when both genders were able to see the content, it was more respectful. Like, yeah, there's still misogyny, but it was more respectful. And now that it's just narrowed and burrowed into all these niches on the internet where everyone hides and does it without any acknowledgement that there's a larger society at play, because with the computer, you just forget. You're just like, I deserve all of this. I deserve all of this content. Oh, do you? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Awesome.
Yeah, like when I'm camming, it upsets me when someone says like, "Oh yeah, I saw your thing on Pornhub." I just want to be like, "Oh, so are you gonna mooch my time here too?" Like, I don't want to get like shitty, but
no. You gotta stay positive. It's not people's fault that they don't know. It's not people's fault that they don't know where else to get porn. It's like, I know that's frustrating to think about it, especially when they come onto camming sites and won't tip. But an addiction is only half the addict's problem. Go ahead.
With my camming, I prefer to be educational in the fact that like I insist on being like respected. You can't just come up and be like, "Hey bitch, blah blah." Like, I'm like, okay, so I understand. And there are some guys who are just like, "Show me your tits, show me this." And you say stuff over and over like, "Don't stop." And they're just like, blah, blah. So I give a disclaimer that, hey, I know this is a global site. And there are people joining us from all over the world where you don't have the same frame of reference for social behavior as I do. So I'm going to let you know this is not appropriate, so please don't do it again. And usually they say, "Oh, sorry." And I said, "Hey, that's cool. There's no judgment here. A lot of people honestly just don't know." So now I'm informing you. And after this, it's on you. So now you do know.
Everyone's first mistake is possibly unintentional. And so if you're
Everyone's first mistake can be a lesson. Everyone's first mistake is a mistake. After that, it's a choice.
Yes.
It's a mistake once. A second time is a choice. I'll do stuff like, they're always like, "Oh, does size matter?" And I'm like, the person attached to the dick matters. Actually, like, you know, you can get banged on by like an 11-inch dick and it's does nothing but hurt your cervix, and then you can have sex with a guy. Like, I had a lover for 3 years that was 5.5 inches, and he's not very girthy or whatever, but we clicked so hard. I mean, my pussy was just like grab him when he came in, like hi. So it doesn't matter the size, it matters like the connection. That's what it's always about for me.
Well, let me tell you, like, from a male, porn produces more than an addiction, more than anything. It produces an inferiority complex. And that inferiority complex is really difficult to surmount. And now we have social media where these inferiority complex small-dicked guys, which isn't a negative thing, they're just not as large as the, you know, things that are a very small percentage of the population, girth and length, that you see in porn. And so I just feel like
I go, the average dick is between like 5.5 and 6 inches long, period. That's the average length. And like, you don't like, I don't mind, like, I prefer a longer dick in my butt and a girthier one in my pussy. It depends on the woman. It depends on what they like. It depends on how much you arouse them. It's really going to depend on how well you fuck them. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like there's no foreplay in porn. But here's the thing. James Dean's biggest thing, first, is consent. And two, it's that pornography should never be used as education. It is for entertainment purposes only. And he specifically says, you wouldn't like watch Grand Theft Auto and then think like that's how you're supposed to drive.
But when I play Grand Theft Auto and then it's like, oh shit, I have to go out driving, there's a good 20 minutes where I'm like, hey now.
Yeah,
those pedestrians will get you no points if you run over them.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. So I know it's easy for James to sort of make that a disclaimer, but that's this. You know what?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the same as Donald Trump saying like, "Well, my brother told me not to do it. No, and I never did it." You know what I mean? There's a hypocrisy there because it's like you are walking a very fine line between confusing people because a lot of porn is education for a lot of young kids. So and kids who can't make the decision
really
between amusement.
sad.
It is sad,
And
but it's not James Dean's fault though either. I do not.
No,
absolutely not.
No. He does what he can, but like everyone's gonna fast forward through the fucking disclaimer, of course.
On their VHS player. Fast forward. I love it.
Fuck you.
Dude, I shoot this on a VHS camera, so there was no fuck you required there. I'm on your side.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
Cool. Listen, I accidentally left a door open, and now it is just like getting at my toes, so I'm really cold.
Well, hey,
do you mind if we do a wrap up on this? Exactly. This has been this has been so much more than I wanted. I'm like super happy to have talked to you on the show.
I talk so much. It's just not
You
even
talk
funny,
so well.
so.
You talk so well. Okay, well listen, I mean it seems like it's coming together for A League of Their Own. I can't figure what like porn aspect should we add to that title.
Oh well, they've got. Oh, I don't know.
Like a league of their porn, but like no, we got to be smarter than that. Anyways, we can just keep like you and I will DM and keep this dialogue going because I would be really happy. I think that's like I know that movie backwards and forwards, and we can make a really good porn with it.
Movie. Avoid the clap. Hey, thanks, Mr. Jugan. There's no crying in anal. There's no crying.
Oh, you got it. And let's take advantage of elder porn, and we'll gussy you guys up so you can have like a final female orgy scene at the end, like when everyone's old.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
We gotta take we need to make something that like makes us really happy, and then just hope that love shows through in the production and more people will get involved in it. I see no other way to go about it. Like.
Yeah.
I can't call Jules Jordan and suggest to him that he might want to, be better at his ethics.
I know, right?
It's not going to happen. But nor is he necessarily a bad person. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
no.
That the type of porn that needs to get made is not going to get made by those companies, nor is it going to really get any play on Pornhub.
You guys, someone you really want to check out is Julia Ann and her women's series because she does these all-size like real women, and I know it's more for women.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's got more of like, I don't want to say the gentler stuff, but it's more focused on what I guess at least she, as a woman, focuses on and such. So.
Can I be honest? Like watching Confessions of a Sinful Nun with Charlotte Stokely and Riley was in it as well. It was excellent. And it was just nice watching a calm, non-aggressive lesbian movie for a while. I was like, no one's gagging. Like, fancy that I like.
Yeah, I know,
right? Everyone wore really nice pure white stockings and everything. It was.
Yeah.
And it was 2 hours and 44 minutes, and I watched it all, like not in one sitting, but like I watched it all of it.
Yeah.
And it was like. Yeah, and it was like, everyone should do that. Like, you don't just get to engage porn for the 5 minutes that you've decided you're going to be erect. Like, people put work in here.
There are storylines.
Yeah, well,
there are storylines.
Not the gangbang of Riley Reid, which I'm currently trying to work my way through, does not have a storyline. little did I suspect. Porno
things does have a storyline. That's why I like Stockholm Syndrome. It did have a cool storyline. And you get fucked on a pile of money. How cool is that shit? Anyway.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dirty Jesus.
Excellent. We will both mosey on into our respective sunsets.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to do my best to promote your project, and we'll obviously we'll stay in touch on Twitter as we seem to enjoy one another's digital company.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well,
we'll occasionally drag Tommy Pistol in. So.
Okay. Yeah. I quite enjoy his work, and I assume I would enjoy his company. So.
Well, he seems to.
I would go membrane. What's the membrane only or membrane whatever? I'd be fine with that. Totally.
All right. Have a wonderful evening.
Take care, Betty. Bye. Sorry, that got, not that was in any way X-rated. It wasn't, but it, it discussed the number of topics and themes that people might have had to, oh, I don't know, what's the word? Just like, well, she probably used a lot of acronyms that you guys probably had to look up. And if you didn't, then, you know, you were meant to be in that conversation. So I hope that was meaningful for you guys. I really enjoyed that. So, you know, a league of their porn. I don't know. That's not a bad title. If someone who is a disciple can buy that.com, please, and not steal it from me, like let me use it, that would be awesome. Okay, so we're just gonna finish up with that song because, like, I am not joking about how cold my toes are right now. Our understanding of sexuality is like so compromised, guys. So compromised. Porn has ruined it all. And I say guys, not just to guys, but also to girls. It's like it really, the addiction goes beyond whether or not you know someone who has an addiction. So don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying we need to talk about it because we definitely need to talk about it and we need to improve it. And I think Betty believes in that as well, and that's like excellent. And I really look forward to her forthcoming project, Porno Thing. Creation of Adam as in go to find that on Twitter. So I'm gonna sign off and wish you